Hi and welcome to my channel. So today it is the 1900s. So this is my new series now, right up until the 40s, and I might do another 50s look just to complete it. So I'm not sure which one I'll choose, but you can just decide nearer the time. If you've got any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. So 1900s, this was really cool. It was excellent to learn about this whole Edwardian era, because I didn't even know what it was called. How bad is that? So it was the Edwardian era, and that was 1901 to 1910. Now I've made notes because sometimes my baby brain cannot retain the information, so bear with me. So anyway, I was looking into it and doing a little bit of research, and really they were focusing on the Gibson girl, and that was like an illustration, and it was by Charles Dana Gibson, and this was bringing real confidence to women. And given this feminine ideal of what a woman should look like. And it was big soft hair, big soft features, and it was, I'm not wearing makeup. Yeah, they are. That's the kind of idea. So if you wore makeup, you were maybe a girl of the streets. If you wore makeup, you were maybe a girl who was on stage. So a woman who was a hostess in high society was not supposed to be wearing makeup or to look like they were wearing makeup, but they in fact were wearing makeup because they wanted that youthful look. So the women wanted to feel and appear youthful, but didn't want anybody to know that they were doing that. So it was a real secretive era. It was an era where they had to think, well, how am I going to get this look alive, look youthful, but not look like maybe a girl who was working or a girl who was on the stage. So big thing was pale. It was a pale look. It was nothing with tan. If you had a tan or a darker skin complexion, then you were considered that you might be working long hours in the sunlight, so therefore you were a working girl, you weren't high society. And if you wore all the rouge and stuff like that, then you'd be on the stage, and that was an actress. So nobody wanted to appear like that. So the skin was super duper pale, and lemon juice was used. They wanted to get rid of their freckles, and that would be things like acid, lactic acid, vinegar, a few other things. It was unbelievable when I read, just to try and get rid of these freckles, because they wanted that pale look. So many women used it mainly for youth. They wanted to look youthful, they wanted to look fresh, they wanted to look clean, but they didn't want anybody to know about it. Now, there were signs of changes at this time, with salons opening up, a little bits round and about, but women were still shy to go because they didn't want anybody to think that they needed the help. So it took a while for that to start and get better. I think in 1909 Selfridges opened, and that was the first thing that happened, as in their counters for women. So you could go in and you could look at Maybelline, for example, or Max Factor, and you could actually look at it, have a play with it before you committed to buying it, which was a massive thing for women, and that was in 1909. So I read a little bit, which I just thought was really funny. It was in a Simpsons episode. I think Bouvier, I think her name was, or something. I'm totally unsure. If you've seen the episode, then let me know down below. But she or he says, ladies pinch and naughty girls, but they say another name, naughty girls use rouge. So ladies pinch, naughty girls will use rouge. Enough of the chatting, and let's get on with this makeup look. Now obviously I'm going to go for a Gibson girl look, so we're going to go and try do something with the hair that's softer. I've put on some Elemis cream, and now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter in white. Now, to get this desired look, they would not be using foundation, they would be using powder. So they'd be powdering up and powdering up the eyes, but I don't have any powder. I have a powder that I got from Mascara in my Birchbox, so I'm going to pop that on. I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to use a powder puff, so I thought that that's how they would do it. So this is the Mascara little baby thing that we got in Birchbox a while back. So I'm going to powder up more to get rid of these pesky freckles. Now with their eyes, they didn't use eyeshadow, they powdered up. And you can see that just covers up a little bit more. My poor freckles, I would have been in trouble. Okay, so now with the eyebrows, they were kept bushy and natural. So we're going to do nothing with these, we're just going to leave them. Now with mascara, mascara was used on and off, but in 1917, I'm sure it was Maybelline, it was after he had actually saw his sister making a homemade mascara with coal and Vaseline rubbed together and then put on to dye the lashes. So obviously I can't do that. So we will put on a little bit of mascara, but there was nothing on the eyelids, it was just kept pale. And we'll just pop on a little bit of mascara now in honour of that little girl who was mixing together coal and Vaseline. But then once the Maybelline came out, people were a little bit more encouraged to use mascara then, and they would have lovely mascara-y looks. So I'm going to use a little bit of my Douce mascara. So with lips and cheeks, it would have been rouge, but that was quite hard to get for some people. Some people would find that quite hard to seek out and quite tough to get. So you would use beetroot, you'd use beet juice, and that would be stained onto here, onto your lips, and a little bit onto the forehead. Now, obviously, if you could get rouge, and it was easy enough to pick up because they did them in tiny little pots that you could put in your handbag. So for women that were lucky enough to get the rouge, or maybe working girls and people on the stage, then rouge would have been available, and that would just be a stain. Now obviously I don't have beetroot juice, but anyway, I have a red lipstick, so I thought and before I forget, obviously I said that whole thing about The Simpsons earlier, that women rather pinch, so that would be a big thing that they would do, would pinch the cheeks. And that just gives you that instant little bit of glow. But obviously you'd be pinching all day long to keep that going. So a little bit of this beetroot juice or a little bit of stain, but the littlest amount, because you had to look like you weren't actually wearing it. Okay, so that is my 1900 look, and that is pretty basic, but that is how you would want to look. So you would want to be pale, but you'd want to have a little bit of rosy cheeks, a little bit of stain on the lips for youthful complexion, getting rid of these freckles. They wouldn't use any eyeshadows at the time, and the mascara would be that natural mascara, and if you could get your hands on some kind of mascara, but it could be the coal dust with the Vaseline to dye your eyelashes. Eyebrows would be nice and bushy and natural. Now I'm going to try and attempt my hair, so I'm going to speed up this bit because I'm be horrific. This is a Gibson girl look. Sorry about the 50s bandana, but it should all come together. Okay, now with the Gibson girl, it would have been a lot more fuller hair and maybe a bun up here, but I just don't have the hair to do it. But it would have kind of been like a round and then a bun on the top, and it would have been bouncy and fluffy and natural, and it certainly wouldn't have had a 50s bandana underneath. Okay, so a Gibson girl might have worn some lace, and she certainly would have worn her hair a little bit bushy and free and gentle, and her makeup would have been such, nice and calm and white and pale, and looking like she had spent her time working in the house and then preparing for the party and being the hostess with the mostess, ready for her guests arriving, but never knowing all the work that went on behind closed doors. So thank you for joining me on this video for the 1900s. I really had fun. I loved finding out about the Gibson girl and the Edwardian era. It's just unbelievable. It's amazing to think how much makeup has come on and how women were always using makeup, but we're just maybe not letting people know that they were using it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Next week it's 1910, so things get a little bit easier. So yay, thank you, and if you liked it, give me a like. If you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Alright, so take care of yourself, have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. I'm off to be a hostess with the mostess today. See you later. Bye.